looky-loo, another wonderful WrestleRoni for me and for you. We're going to get a little crazy tonight. We might even get a little hardcore, if you know what I'm saying. The most extreme man I know. Let's give him a call here. Let's call him up. We're going to have hardcore on the show. We're doing things a little differently tonight. And why not? It's time for a change of pace. Let's give him a call. There he is. Hardcore, how we feeling, Bobby?
What's up, pal?
I didn't even know if this would work. I've never tried it on Instagram. Here you are, looking good.
Not bad. I got a little extra, fuzz on the face, but we're managing.
Hey, it makes you look even manlier than you are. Can you believe that?
Well, it's about goddamn time.
You're growing up on us.
So what happens when I have downtime, you see?
Downtime, man. What a fucking bummer. What happened?
Oh, Chondo happened. Well, technically Chondo didn't happen. Barbed wire happened, and
Barbed
here
wire
we are.
doesn't break arms. I haven't seen the match. Tell me what you can about it.
Oh, well, it was match number 2, our rematch, Chondo versus Hardcore Part 2, because I beat him the first round, and he's a little, scaredy cat bitch and likes to attack me from behind, so I had to, challenge him again. And we had a no-rope barbed wire for X Brand at the H2O Center, and he decided to throw me into the no-rope barbed wire, which then proceeded to snap. So I took a tumble out of the ring onto the concrete, and it was either head or arm, so I chose arm.
Oh, wow. Daggone.
Yeah.
So, how long we thinking, man?
Oh, man. So I got a plate and 7 screws.
Oh, wow.
They told me 3 months. I told them a month and a half.
There you go.
I started physical therapy last week. I was at 5% movement last week. I went yesterday. I was at 45%. So
hell yeah.
I'm not worried. I can flip people off, no fucking problem.
You can still do the good stuff.
Oh, yeah, I'm already making fists, man. I'm good. I tied my shoes the other day. We're all set.
Hell yeah. Good on you, man. You're making progress. I've seen you show after show. How frustrating is it when you're making all this progress to have this setback?
Yes and no. I'm trying to make the best of it. I'm getting to spend a lot of time with my better half, which is fantastic.
Good.
Doing a lot of podcasts, actually. Catching up on all the movies I wanted to see. I haven't stopped working out. You know what I mean? Like, I'm still at the gym every other day. On top of doing my physical therapy, but it does suck. Not being able to do what I love to do genuinely pains me. But the return is going to be that much sweeter. My initial return back is scheduled for January 17th in Portland, Oregon, Pacific Northwest, where I take on Dmitry Alexandrov.
Oh, that's a big one. Hell yeah.
So I'm very glad about that, actually, because Dmitry will get a nice pure form of me right after I'm nice and healed up and raring to go. And Dimitri's on a hot streak himself, so I think the collision course was inevitable either way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's been making a name for himself, and of course you're going to want to make an impact coming back. So good.
Absolutely. It is for their show, Death in the West. It's a deathmatch tournament, actually, for the inaugural title. Dimitri and I are in a non-tournament match, but that's okay because I'm there to make the show better. I don't need a title.
Hell yeah. I've been loving what
but it's going to be time. Other than that, man, I'm just, biding my time and, getting stronger by the day and, enjoying my free time and plotting my course, if you will. You know what I mean? I'm already making some fuckery, just sitting at home and
what are you whipping up?
Oh, you'll see real soon, brother. Don't you worry.
Fair enough.
I got to keep some secrets here and there. I tend to be a blabbermouth when it comes to my fuckery making, but we'll have some good stuff for the comeback. Don't you worry.
No doubt. Well, let's talk about Pacific Northwest. I love the first show. What can you tell me? You were there for the grand, the inaugural show. What was it like for you?
It was absolutely incredible, man. That was my first time actually in Portland ever. So it was dope to be a part of that. It was dope to be invited out. I was the opening match. It was a steel cage match covered in barbed wire against Eric Dillinger. I'm actually a big Eric Dillinger fan. We started off the match and I slapped him in the face, and that was only to motivate him. Eric, I love. It was a dope match. I had a lot of fun being in the ring with Eric. I have nothing but respect for him. The entire show was insane. The crowd was hot the entire night.
I
Chants
saw.
and hollers, and people were just they were losing their minds. This is a lot of the people that were in the crowd. That was their first time seeing deathmatch, also. So it was eye opener for a lot of people. Like I'd say about half the crowd was someone who came with someone else just to experience it for the first time,
Mm-hmm.
and they absolutely loved it. Like I mean, people losing their minds after the show. It was amazing.
Heck
Absolutely.
yeah. Good, good. And
It
bro, you set the tone. Now you're the first
was
match in company history.
first steel cage match in company history too. Yeah, there's a lot of firsts that day.
Mm-hmm. But you're the
I
very first. You opened the company basically.
like I said, I it was an honor. It was an honor. The company itself is amazing. There's lots of good things coming. I have nothing but good things to say about everyone involved. It was probably the smoothest show I've been a part of, actually, and that's saying something considering that was their very first show ever. They have their stuff together, and it's very cool to see things work out for people who try to do good for the community. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, yes, thank you. A good point, man. What are we thinking about the deathmatch community? You've been around it for a little bit. You see online, everybody's always bickering. Where's
Oh, yeah.
hardcore stand on things? What do you think? What's the good, the bad, and the ugly?
All right. Here's my biggest pet peeve about wrestling in general, but deathmatch wrestling:
Mm-hmm.
the stupid drama. It's unnecessary. There's some people try to have elitism and this and that with it. Here's the thing: I'm here to be a part of something that's awesome and have fun with my friends and put on a good show for people who pay good money to see something absolutely insane that they're never going to see ever again.
Right.
I don't talk about people. I don't run my mouth. If you have something to say, you can come say it to me. You know what I mean? Like Chondo and I are very much, taking our beef to, where it needs to be taken. I I'd like to think that I get along with just about everybody in the community. As long as you're not like a piece of crap.
Right.
Uh, but I mean, I love every aspect of this. I love behind the scenes. I love the fans. I love traveling. I love every portion of it. And if there's something that I can do to better the community or to build a bridge, or you know what I mean, like even just like Pacific North Death, and then we got the Canadian Deathmatch tournament coming up. All these new scenes popping up, and I get to be a part of it, and that's what I'm really, really, really excited for when I do things like that. Like we went down and we infiltrated Negative Outlook in West Virginia, and we went out and did our thing in Detroit and this and that. And I love the fact that us punks are just going around and spreading the gospel of ultra violence. You know what I mean? And that's all I'm really about. I'm here for one reason: to have a good time, to entertain the fans, and to bleed buckets.
There you
I'm
go. And you mentioned Negative Outlook. That was another first. That was the first no ring, deathmatch show in West Virginia history. So
Sure. Yes, sir.
props to you.
I'm a big fan of causing a ruckus in new cities. You know what I mean?
That
That
you
is really
did.
my.
You guys took it out. Even after the show, y'all's fighting in the streets in
Oh,
Morgantown.
got personal for a minute. They got real bad about us coming into their turf and trying to show them what was what, and we showed them what was what, so it's all good.
Talk about drama. Those
Oh,
guys, they're mad at me now just because I cost them a few matches. They won't even talk to me now. But on the real drama, going back to that, you're exactly right, bro. I've never had so much drama in my life since I got in the wrestling business. Just constant. It's middle school shit. Like
it,
you say, just talk to somebody, man.
it doesn't have to be middle school shit either, because we're all adults and we're all doing the same exact thing. So I mean, obviously there's variables for each person, but like we're all doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like everyone's in it for the same reasons, and I feel like if you're not, then what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not even like I'm not stepping on anyone's toes. Everyone has their own prerogative to do whatever, but like I don't know. I'm loving my life. This is dream come true shit for me. So
I feel it.
I'm, I'm trying to take from everything I can and give back as much as I can. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to leave it better than when I came in.
Good. That's what I like
Yeah.
to hear. That was my plan as well. I feel it, man.
When I go to a national park, it's the same thing. You know what I mean? Pick up your trash.
There you go. There you go. And I think you're handling things very well. Hell, you was in Texas where they have a lot of great shows down there. Tell me about the Texas experience.
That was probably one of my favorite things I've done this year. Loco invited me down to actually have the return match against North Korean Assassin.
Okay.
That man was set on fire and was in the hospital for, I don't know, a solid 2-3 months getting skin grafts.
Oh wow.
And they brought me in to be his first match back. And that was, it felt like a very old school, like wing FMW type monster brawl. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like there was no, there was nothing technical about it whatsoever. It was just violence. It was just violence. And I got to be the opener for that show, which was also amazing. I enjoy opening shows. I like to pop it off very nice and hot. Then I get to sit back and enjoy the rest of the show. You know what I mean?
It's one of the most important matches on the show, man. It sets the tone.
I love it. I very much enjoy being that guy. I like having that on my shoulders. But it was, I mean, the Ramos brothers, who are very well known in the deathmatch community, Victor and Hugo, two of my favorite human beings in the whole world. They actually sponsored me for the whole thing. I got flown out. They put me up in their house. Nothing but amazing hospitality and amazing authentic Mexican food, and it was 100 degrees and absolutely wonderful. And I got to hang out with some amazing people and do amazing things. And I mean, every time I get to go like out of state like that, it's just like, what the heck, man? What is life? Because this is absolutely, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, dream come true stuff. You know what I mean?
I feel it. I feel
Yeah.
it. Now, that kind of raises a point for me, and tell me if I'm wrong, or tell me if I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But it's kind from my time going to deathmatch shows and working regular pro wrestling shows. I have to say, the deathmatch companies treat you a hell of a lot better. They're like you said, they flew you out, gave you a place to stay. The money's always been better for me at no ring shows. I'm just a camera guy, so I can assume it's better for the workers. What do you think?
I it's so like you said, as of late, like I've been to shows lately that have been like catered and
Okay,
like genuine like good food and just like, I mean, people are bringing coolers with drinks for us. And this is just fans are also doing it. You know what I mean? Like they're
right.
bringing water for us and stuff like that. I think as time has gone on, a lot of people have seen, what goes on even behind the scenes. You know what I mean? It's just, I think they also are coming to realize that we're human beings. And you know we as much as we enjoy the absolute craziness, I do enjoy a bottle of water every now and again, which is awesome. uh but I mean, it's been amazing, man. It's just gotten better and better as I've gone on. And
Good.
I hope it stays that way. Not even just for me, but for the community in general. Like I feel like it's getting better and better, and like, you know what I mean. Everyone's helping each other out, and cool things are happening, and like companies are doing like interpromotional stuff, and a lot of people are going down to Florida, or going to the West Coast for the first time, or up to Canada for the first time. This is just it just keeps getting cooler to me. And I don't know, that the mark in me just absolutely loves seeing every second of it. I love seeing my friends succeed. I love seeing the community succeed. It just makes everything better. You know what I mean? When I first started, I said, if I get to go up, I'm gonna help as many people as I can. And I enjoy the fact that as things are going up and up, it's just making everything better and better. So
There's
it's
there seems to
there's
be
hope for the future.
just more hospitality, in the deathmatch world. I don't know. Believe me, you caught a jaded ass spooky Lou today. I'm not too happy with the pro wrestling world. Let me tell you, hardcore.
Tell
I
me.
had, I don't know how many guests lined up for the past couple weeks. You, Will, and a couple others are the only ones that came through. And I think that speaks volumes, man. I'm talking, if I got something scheduled at 6 o'clock, they're hitting me up at 6:50. We'll have to do it another time. And and this isn't directed at just one person. It was everybody, bro. Like, yeah, I almost wonder if a mass email went out and was like, "Fuck with Lou for the next couple weeks. We've almost got him out of here. We've almost run him off. Just fuck with him the best you can, and we'll get rid of this dumb fucker."
I
So,
feel like there's weeks that go like that where it's just nothing coincides for people. But I mean, I try not to be that guy who's like last minute. Every once in a while, like something will pop up and like, you know what I mean? My shoot job, I literally live like 30 seconds from my shoot job, so I'm like the reliable manager and stuff like that.
right on.
So something will pop up here and there when I'll literally like have to cancel like an hour before, but I'm not like 10 minutes before, you know what I mean? Like I try not to do that. I will very much reschedule always. I'm not going to leave someone and just like completely cancel. I enjoy doing podcasts. This is, you know what I mean? I think, especially like this, I said this to my girlfriend the other day. I said, I consider this as, like doing podcasts. I'm sure you've probably seen Happy Gilmore with Adam Sandler.
Right on.
Okay, so he gets suspended from the PGA, right? What does he do? He starts doing fucking Subway commercials. So these
Okay.
are my
But you're smart enough to realize that you're still getting yourself out there. You're still hitting these platforms. So
exact. Here's the thing: relevance is in the eye of the beholder, and what I mean by that is, if I'm in your eye, then I'm gonna stay relevant. You know what I mean?
okay, good
So, just
good
doing.
word to bring up, hardcore man. Talk about my certain area I'm in. Where's the line? Because right now I'm not with any wrestling promotion. I've left wrestling. All I got's this podcast. So how do I stay relevant without looking desperate?
I mean, here we are, right?
Right?
Like, if this is how it goes. You know what I mean? You get one, then you get another.
Mm-hmm.
And then you start doing the snowball effect. That's how it goes, man. And here's the thing too.
Mm-hmm.
That actually frees you up more because now you can branch out of just wrestling stuff. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Get some
Yeah.
music, get some, you know what I mean? Get some behind the scenes people in this, you know what I mean? Get a referee on here,
Yep.
I mean, literally anything. You can talk to a band, you can talk to, a movie star on here, you can talk to a random Joe off the street if you want.
And it's funny you say that because we've been branching out. We've had movie directors on here. We've got musicians coming up. Well, who knows what's coming up because everybody but you and Will canceled. So who knows?
Well, here's the thing. Us old punks, we're like vampires. We sleep a lot during the day. So this is usually around the time we wake up. So this is like the start of the night for us, and then we'll get going. You know what I mean?
Right. Fair
We get
enough.
the podcast out of the way, then we go do shenanigans.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, hell yeah.
Oh, man.
What have you been doing on the weekends? You're not going to shows now. What you been doing so you don't go crazy?
Honestly, so I'm a giant horror movie fanatic. Like, I don't know if I told you this last time, but I have a degree in special effects makeup. That's what I went to college.
Ooh.
I lived out in LA for a while. I went to Tom Savini School for Special Effects.
Okay. I
So
remember you
I'm
saying that now.
a die-hard horror guy. Blood and guts movies. Just like wrestling, more blood and guts, the better.
Yep.
Uh, uh, so I've been catching up on a lot of movies. I've actually been going to the movies a lot with my girlfriend, which has been dope. I love going to the movies. Just saw Terrifier 3 last week, finally.
Hell yeah.
So good.
So good.
Um,
I gotta check it out.
absolutely insane gore. Like, I'm not gonna tell you anything about it, but it like outdoes the second one, and that's saying something because the second one was like
Yeah.
disgusting. But besides that, I mean, I smoke a lot of pot.
Hell yeah. Hey, you
uh,
ain't hurting nobody. So's everybody else.
especially here in New York, fully legal here in New York. I live in Buffalo, so I go right to the reservation. I get my native grown weed, which is dope because I'm also native. So it's I get to support the homies. Um,
Nice.
yeah. Um, I mean, I play with my cat. I live a very kind of nonchalant Clark Kent life outside of deathmatch wrestling, hence the glasses. Also, have you ever noticed that a lot of deathmatch wrestlers, when they're not wrestling, wear glasses?
I wonder what's going on there. You think there's the dust, the spooky dust, is blinding you guys?
Slowly but surely. I've worn glasses before deathmatch. I'm sure all of us probably have, but I think it's just a very funny thing that there's a good chunk of us. Like, think about it. I mean, Schlack wears glasses. Neil Diamond Cutter wears glasses. Tremont. Anyone I can honestly think of that is in deathmatch wears glasses outside of deathmatch. Maybe not Eric Dillinger. He might
Right.
be the Jimmy Lloyd, maybe.
Okay.
There's only a handful that don't, but I just think it's a very funny coincidence that there's a lot of us that do. We're just all so like near and far sighted this is our wrestling because of that.
Glass
Like, well,
one way or the other, by God.
listen, I did one frog splash and I was 4 feet off and never. No, I'm just kidding. Never done a frog splash.
Never done a frog splash, period.
No, I no, I used to do a mean moonsault, believe it or not, but that was when I was a younger buck.
Right.
I'm 40 years old now. I mean, there might be a moonsault left in me. We'll see how it goes.
We're not so different after all, man. You talking about your time off? I've been playing with my cat, watching horror movies, smoking weed. So yeah. Well, you
Listen,
got
it
do what?
cures. You
What'd you
know,
say?
I said it cures what ails you.
There you go. Hey, man, it
Yeah.
helps.
Yeah.
Everybody, I say it all the time. You gotta have something, or you'll go crazy.
Quite literally, like the world is a mess always. I don't care how old you are. I don't care what era you've come from. It's always been a mess. Like, yes, obviously, there's amazing things that happen in the world, but it's a fucking crazy place. Do what you're gonna do. As long as you're not hurting someone else, fucking have at it.
There you go. I
You know
feel
what
it.
I'm saying?
I
That's what
love
I'm saying. Don't be a piece of shit. Do drugs. Whatever.
it. Do what you want to do. You
Yeah.
mentioned Tremont. Tremont has a cement death match coming up, or they're just, I guess the match going to be concrete or something coming up tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah. It's the second one ever in the United States, and instead of canvas or wood, it's concrete blocks. And that is dope as hell.
That's wild.
I mean, just imagine normal moves. You know what I mean? Pile driver. Imagine a leg drop and you miss a leg drop.
Yeah.
Like you're hitting concrete. That sucks.
If you hit a leg drop,
Either way, yeah. I mean, God forbid. You know what I mean? A clothesline. Anything is gonna suck. You miss a fist drop. You're
uh,
breaking your. You know what I mean?
to the non-deathmatch fans watching, to the typical West Virginia wrestling viewer, what's the craziest shit you've seen in death matches? Whether it be live or on video, just tell them what's going on in death matches nowadays.
Uh, I've actually done it a couple times because I saw it on video and I thought it was the craziest thing ever. Sharp tooth bat. I think that is the most insane weapon that I've seen of recent time.
Jesus.
The first time I saw it, Brad Cash at Herzog with it, and I think that was in Tennessee.
Okay.
And I absolutely lost my mind when I saw it. I've taken it 2 or 3 times now, and I mean, it feels like getting bit by a shark. The first time I got hit with it, I had 7 of them stuck in my back.
Really?
It was something, and then the ref pulled them out.
Okay.
It was a feeling. It was a
Okay.
feeling. I definitely felt penetrated. That's for sure. I mean, there's also the untouchables like pigeon spikes. That's like the big like taboo for obvious reasons.
Mhm.
Uh, I mean, but pencil boards are still like very like frowned upon.
Wow.
Here's my thing. I'm not gonna say no to anything. Like I literally have a spool of razor wire in my room right now. I have pigeon spikes on the wall. I mean, I still have a basement full of light tubes that I've curated for the past year.
Uh-huh.
I'm, I'm, I like to outdo myself. When people were using regular sized gusset plates, I found big gusset plates to use.
Uh-huh.
Noticed, some other people are using them now, which is dope. I love when it gets noticed that insane things are being used, so other people are using the insane things. You know what I mean?
Right, right. Gusset
But
plates. Let me run this by you and let me see what you think on this. And I'm going to expose the hell out of the business. Well,
go.
for one specific piece of business, and let me say this as a disclaimer, this is not the norm, but I want hardcore to hear this story.
Okay.
I'm watching this guy with these gusset plates. He's not a deathmatch worker, just a pro wrestling guy, and they're going to use gusset plates. So I'm watching him, and he takes pliers and he starts bending back the pointy parts. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? He said, well, you just want the ones in the center. I'm like, bro, I mean, I'm not a worker, but I've worked a few shows and, seen what they've done to set up. I don't think you do that. No, it'll be fine. What do you think about this guy bending the pointy deals on the gusset plates, hardcore?
I'm trying to figure out why.
He didn't want them all going in his head, just the certain ones, I guess.
I guess if you're gonna gimmick a gusset plate, whatever. I mean, one spike on a gusset plate is gonna bust you open no matter what. So it's not gonna matter if you have 10 or 5. You know what I mean? Uh,
Okay.
I think he was just kind of downplaying the inevitable, but
Okay.
whatever floats your boat, I guess, as long as he was safe with it and everything. Like,
Leave it to
uh,
you to make it the nicest way possible instead of
I'm
burying the guy.
like the reasoning behind that. Like, I don't. I've whatever. I'll swear on whatever. I've never gimmicked a single thing I've ever used. So
Right.
I don't know. I feel like it defeats the purpose. If you're doing deathmatch things, fucking do deathmatch things.
Okay.
Like you want to be edgy, but you don't want to be edgy. You know what I mean? Like that's
Now we're
you want
giving him some shit.
what's that?
I said, now we're giving him some shit. Now I like it.
So I mean, if we're gonna be perfectly honest, it kind of seems like a little poser shit.
Yeah.
Like And I mean, I don't know who did it, and whatever, you know what I mean? Your prerogative, like I said, but like, I don't know, like that. It really, it feels like it defeats the purpose to me. If you're gonna do some silly shit, like if you're gonna have barbed wire, have barbed wire. If you're gonna
Right.
have thumbtacks. Like, do what you're gonna do. Do what
Right.
you're gonna do. That's all I'm saying. Like, and like I said, everyone's prerogative. That's fine. If you wanna, if you think that's gonna make it safer for you, whatever. It's not. It's all spikes. It's all spikes. Unless you like sand them down and like actually like dull them, it's not. And even then, it's gonna suck because it's gonna feel like you're getting hit in the head with a piece of metal either way.
There you go. Yeah, you would.
But
I would think you would want it to be sharper. You know. See.
at least make it work. You know what I mean? Otherwise, they're gonna do it and it's not gonna stick. So they're gonna try again, and then it's gonna suck twice. Like I don't know. That seems very silly and futile to me. But this is also hardcore talking, and
Well, hey, when you said gusset plate, that was the first thing came to mind. I said I gotta ask hardcore.
Oh,
You're the man to ask. So.
I I genuinely I love me a gusset plate. I think it's one of the coolest weapons to ever come to deathmatch. It's the most insane thing ever. I used to work at Lowe's for a few years, and I actually worked in the lumberyard, which is where they sell gusset plates.
Uh huh.
So I would actually get a discount on gusset plates. And I mean, like, I would just walk around and like MacGyver things together as I was working because I would always try to come up with new things, and it would usually come back to what can I put a gusset plate on because it's the most insane thing ever. It literally holds together houses.
So what have you put gusset plates on then?
Goodness, I put gusset plates on just about every surface that could be put on. Tennis rackets, and I just put ones on like skeleton hands when I fought Chondo.
Okay.
So I put a gusset in his head, and it was just a skeleton, like a skeleton.
That's awesome. Okay.
You know what I mean? So my shoe job is I'm a manager at Dollar Tree, like
Okay.
like 30 seconds from my apartment right here. So like, I mean, I can get 10,000 thumbtacks for $20. You know what I mean? Like that type of thing. I usually get, or at least a lot of my parts from my fuckery from my job, which is dope as hell.
That is
Uh,
dope.
but I mean, going back to crazies, Kenzans.
Okay. Yep.
Kenzan. I fought Mickey Knuckles recently down at POR, and she put a Kenzan in my head. And luckily, I was able to pull it out in the match. And I don't think I've ever bled so much in my entire life. It sounded, the only way I can describe it is it sounded like someone was slowly chopping lettuce internally inside my head.
Oh my God. What are those even made for?
Okay, ready for this?
Yeah.
Here's a little history on Kenzans, kids. Kenzan originally are a creation of Asia and like the South Pacific, Hawaii and stuff like that. So what you do is you lay it flat on a table with the spikes up, and then you take flowers and you stick them on the spikes to make floral arrangements.
Huh. Okay. Okay.
So some Japan, I honestly don't know who started it, but somebody in Japan was like, and it's solid steel, like 100%. Like the smallest one probably weighs 5 pounds.
Okay.
The one that I had in my head was probably about 8 pounds. It was I'm not. It was absolutely insane, and it goes in your head and then it squeezes because your skin is like so it tries to tighten, and then that's how it gets stuck. Also, it's probably in your skull a little bit, uh, but it's never a fun time with Kenzan. Like I've taken three ever. The first time I ever took them was for RPW. Chuck Stein, actually, before we were part of TEFC together. He put two in my head, and I looked like fucking Hellboy. And then
See,
he,
it's stuff like that where I argue you're damn right this stuff's art. You talk about the gusset plate with the skeleton hand. That makes a hell of a visual. You talk about the Hellboy, you know?
I have a very overactive imagination.
Good.
So I like to think that comes into play. I'd like to think also that a little bit of my art degree comes into that. I like to build stuff like that. I like to be very creative when it comes to the fuckery. I like to make it look good. You know what I mean? I don't like to make it look fucking sloppy. Uh, so like when I fought Chondo, it was an October match. So I put them on the skeleton hands, and I made like these little, I had these foam pumpkins, so I put them on spikes, and I covered them in thumbtacks and skewers and stuff like that. Like I like to think I bring at least a little something to a show, every show that I go on. That's at least different or mildly original. At least maybe a step up from something else. You know what I mean?
I dig it. Now
Yeah.
you mentioned earlier you want to keep outdoing yourself. How? That's basically the thing. Without killing yourself, how, man?
I mean, step by step. So here's my thought process, right? So let's say a month ago I used thumbtacks for something.
Okay.
This month I'm gonna use push pins. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Slightly more, vicious, something like that. Um, regular light tubes instead of regular light tubes, wrap them in barbed wire. You know what I mean? Just give it a little extra oomph from last time.
I dig it.
Uh, do that. But my friends and I have always joked that it's going to come to a time when we're literally just going to go in the ring with guns and do the gun spot where we just shoot each other in the arm.
I mean, it's not too far fetched.
I'm pretty convinced I could probably take a non-fatal gunshot at this point. You know what I mean? And like be okay.
You're already fucking considering it. That's crazy.
It's been considered for like 10 years, man. If JJ Allen can nail gun his testicles to a board, I'm pretty sure I can take a gunshot to the arm.
There you go.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying I'm tougher than JJ because that's fucking insane, but
Right.
I'm at least mildly on par.
By God, you're gonna do what you got to do to prove yourself. And I think you're doing a damn good job, man. You've been making your rounds. You, like you said, facing Mickey and Knuckles. What's been your favorite match this year?
Uh, there's been a lot, man. The Eric Dillinger match was very special to me. I've been a big fan of his for a long time, and getting to work with him and before, I mean, just man, this whole year, honestly, like there hasn't really been a downside to this year. My match with Anthrax, I think, was amazing. In the sense that it was a lot of fun, and I felt like it was different for me.
Mm-hmm.
My match with Louie, Low Life Louie, I thought was really, really cool. That was an absolute blast and an honor to be with him. I love the fact that Mickey absolutely let loose with me.
Mm-hmm.
That felt very cool to be a part of. Man, yeah, I mean, shit. I fought Pondo this year.
Right.
It's been silly. It's been silly. The North Korean assassin match was a lot of fun. Doing that in Texas in front of new faces across the board was absolutely amazing. Uh, it's hard to pick, man. It's
I
really,
hear
really.
you. Well, you have your moments, I
I,
get it.
it's like see, that's my thing. Like even with like movies and like bands and stuff, like it really depends on my mood at the time to say what my favorite is. Because otherwise I'm gonna have like a list of like 100 movies, 100 bands. You know what I mean? Because I can't pick one.
Feel
There's
it.
no
Somebody
like,
asked me on the podcast a couple weeks ago to name my top 10 favorite wrestlers, and the next day I was like, why didn't I say Shawn Michaels? Why didn't I say Triple H? Oh my God, I can't believe
yeah,
that. So, yeah, I totally understand.
yeah, the mood and the mindset at the time, like it varies. But I feel like there's core things for everything, but it probably like moves around. You know what I mean? I'll probably have like you said a top 10 or something like that. But even that is probably a little bit of a revolving door.
Right on. Well, I'll tell you, since we're on that subject, that's a good segue.
Yeah.
Give me three deathmatch legends, and give me three going today that people should have an eye on.
Ooh. I mean, legends always. I'm always gonna go Foley Funk and legends. Let's see. I'm engaged. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And new guys. I mean, other than myself, not trying to be conceited at all, but Doctor Adact is always on everyone's radar.
Yep.
Um, I mean, Dimitri's hot to trot right now. Joe Dredd is always everywhere. JJ, Chuck Stein. I honestly feel like the across the board, like everyone who's working right now is like, I feel like there's this cool transition happening now where a lot of the old heads are enjoying working with the younger people,
Right.
slowly like transitioning to the younger generation now. You know what I mean?
I think that's
Uh,
across the board, and regular wrestling as well. Regular
yeah,
wrestling. How weird's that?
the start of a new era. I've had a little catchphrase going that I've been trying to get popping. The new blood, all of the newer guys from the past few years in deathmatch wrestling. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I enjoy calling it the new blood because I feel like there's definitely a new era of deathmatch wrestlers coming up, and there's more established ones that are younger, but there's also ones that are just getting started that are situating themselves. MM3 is another one. That's just super awesome right now. Tommy Vendetta, Eric Dillinger, Hoodfoot. There's so many good people.
There
It's
sure
really
are.
hard. It's like making a top 10.
I hear you. And You
Yeah.
mentioned all the talent, bro. We're talking about Canada's starting up now. Britain's got a scene. Australia's got a scene. Of
Oh
course,
yeah,
Japan, like it's everywhere.
yeah. It's I mean Japan is having like an open house basically in December. They basically invited anyone and everyone who does deathmatch to come out. So I already threw my name in the hat. I don't even care if I have this on. I'll go to Japan. Uh, I mean, it's amazing. I genuinely, I hope in the next few years that someone somehow, even if it has to be me, I really want to see a World Cup of deathmatch. Give me best of Japan, best of UK, best of Australia, best of America. Get Alex and Beef out of retirement. God damn. Uh,
You say
you
even
know,
if it has to be you, are you saying that you're open to running shows and putting up with all this nonsense?
I don't ever want to fully run a show, but I will definitely help.
I got you. Okay.
Uh, I, I actually I like to do I like to do my part behind the scenes, but I do not want to be the guy in charge.
Yeah.
I'll help set up the ring. I'll help, get people, going. I'll help, introduce this person and this person. I'll, you know what I mean? But I can't even imagine the stress that goes to a whole entire show. I mean, I know it goes through a whole entire show, and that's why I say I don't ever want to do it. It's a near impossible feat to pull off, and the fact that it even happens is a monstrous thing. You know what I mean?
Oh, bro.
Um,
This
every
time
promoter,
last year. Go ahead. I'm sorry. What was you saying?
I give every promoter that's running right now all the credit in the world because it's the biggest pain in the ass ever.
Yeah. Uh-huh. This time last year, I was gearing up to run my first show. There was three of us that were kind of in charge of it. And bro, like we had a good crowd, but day of, oh, 10 minutes till showtime, this guy can't find a ride. Oh, okay, well there we have to readjust everything because of this one guy. And I think there was a few guys, but he was one of the main parts of the show. And yeah, it's a headache.
Oh
Let me
yeah.
tell you this story real fast, and you tell me what you think. First show, opening segment, bro. I tell everybody, stay on this side of the ring. I got the hard cam on the other side. Stay on this side of the ring. I come out, I get on the mic. Keep your kids safe. Stay away from ringside. There'll be glass. Da da da. Gannon comes out. Keep your kids safe. Okay. Soon as we say, I'm watching the hard cam this week. As soon as we see that, say that, I see this kid sprint by the ring over to where the hard cam's at. So make a long story short, a fight breaks out. Another guy hits another guy with a light bulb. And fuck it, I'll say it. The fucking fluorescent light bulb fucking breaks and goes right in that kid's leg, bro. Right in that kid's leg when I did everything I could to say, stay on this side of the ring, stay away, da da da. Luckily, we didn't get a lawsuit or anything, but the kid, I mean, like, I think he was 10 years old, got a gash, a piece of glass. So, okay, I'll turn it into a question. Where does it become the fans' responsibility to have some common sense? I'm watching guys brawl out in the crowd at other shows, and fans just sitting in their seats like, oh, they won't hit us. Where
Yeah.
does it become the fans' responsibility to have some fucking common sense?
I compare it to going to a concert. I feel like very much a lot of the time is enter at your own risk. You know what I mean?
Right?
Uh, Basically, nobody's gonna outright punch you in the face or anything like that. But you know what I mean. You have to have the wherewithal to get out of the way. You you said clearly. You know what I mean. Exactly what not to do, and I feel like by you doing that was the right thing to do. You know what I mean? I've been to shows where there's only certain sides that they'll do glass only on certain sides, but it's very much like known that that's going to happen. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
I also feel like at deathmatch shows, especially if you bring your kids, those parents better be fucking in charge of those fucking kids. Like, I know it's everyone's there to have fun and this and that, but like you're still in charge of your kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's not just deathmatch shows. I see just kids running around milly nilly. Oh,
And that's fine. Like I said, I mean, it's everyone's there to have fun, especially the kids and this and that. But like, there is definitely like, what I mean. Like, I feel like you're not gonna let your kid run rampant at a carnival. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
uh, it's I don't know. It's one of those things where it's. I feel like very much the parent should be responsible for their child, no matter where they are. If they're with them, then yes, that should be the thing. And if you say, hey, be careful, that's really all you need to do. I mean, the rest of it is on them. Like, it's not like it wasn't known or wasn't mentioned or this and that. You know what I mean? Like, it's it shouldn't have to be said that at a wrestling show, like, there's probably going to be some shenanigans. You know what I mean? Like,
Right. Shit's gonna
especially
happen.
like you you either know full on what's going on in a deathmatch show, or you know not at all. And if you're there not at all, knowing what's going on, like you're either gonna love it or you're gonna absolutely hate it. You know what I mean?
Have you ever seen the reaction where people absolutely hate it?
Oh, I've seen people full on. I've seen people walk into a death match like they're just like, "Oh, what's this?" And it was like a I don't know if it was like a family or whatever. And they were very well dressed and everything. You know what I mean? And 5 minutes later, they just strolled right back out. That was the only time I've ever seen that. But like my favorite thing is ever like when you go to a new crowd and you see the pictures from the show afterwards, and you just zoom in on all the crowd's faces.
Yeah,
Like the
yeah. There were some
I
awesome pictures from
oh
that first Negative Outlook show.
that's exactly what I was thinking of with the skewers in the head. I was just like, man, that is exactly the kind of pictures that I love seeing, because those people are never gonna forget that.
Yep,
Ne-
that lady's reaction. Yeah, that's a priceless picture to say the least.
I might actually have that picture on my wall. I'm not entirely sure.
I can't blame you, bro. I cannot
Yeah,
blame you.
that's a good. There. I love that stuff. I love the first timers when they love it. Like I hate when people don't enjoy it, but I absolutely get it. You know what I mean? Like this is very much a niche thing for people.
Oh, it's a niche within a niche.
Oh, exactly. Like I mean, this is the black metal of wrestling, if you will.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good way of putting it.
A lot less Nazis. I don't know.
Yeah, let's hope so. Yeah, at least in the United States, I'm pretty sure. I don't know about these other countries. Who knows?
I don't want to speak for everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll say we're pretty sure everybody's pretty copacetic.
But yeah, I mean, exactly. Like it's a niche within a niche, and I mean, I fucking love it. It's so absurd that I get to do this.
So you got the niche of wrestling. Then
Oh
within
yeah.
a niche, you got deathmatch wrestling. Then
Oh,
came along no ring deathmatch wrestling, and it's even thriving. How do you know?
I,
Like to even see that doing so well. How do you feel?
I love no ring deathmatch. It is my absolute favorite thing to be a part of. It feels like the most illegal thing in the entire world, and it's the most fun because the crowds are they're rowdy, but they're respectful with the space. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
they'll make the circle and have the match, and they'll the reactions are absolutely bonkers, especially when you go through the crowd and this and that. But I love no ring deathmatch. I think it's the most unhinged, like most fun thing ever to just. I mean, it's a brawl. It's a barroom brawl, no matter where you are. And I've had some no ring deathmatch. I mean, I fought in a burger joint no ring. I fought in, bars and warehouses, and
I want to hear about the burger joint. What's going on at the burger joint?
it was back when XPW was doing the theater brutality in New York State.
Okay.
Uh,
Was it Rob's burger joint then? I haven't heard about this. What happened?
the entranceway, you came out of the kitchen, and there was literally like one of these doors that you had to come out of,
Okay.
and that was the entrance. It was fantastic. And then where the people would eat, they cleared out all the tables, and that was the no ring spot. It was basically 10 by 10 too, which was kind of cool.
Huh.
Um, and the crowd would gather, and there was guardrails in there and everything, and it was dope. Like I fucking loved the theater brutalities. First one I was in was Theater Brutality 2, and I got the shit beat out of me by Chris Worthless. I bled absolute buckets. And then I was in 3, and I beat Tarzan, actually, which was
Nice.
absolutely, yeah, I will never, ever do that again, I'm sure.
he's on
Tarzan's a madman.
he's on
He,
JCW now everywhere. He's going.
he can wrestle like a maniac, too, and he's a solid dude. I enjoy Tarzan very much. I get to see him a lot all over the place, and he's always been a good dude to me.
We're talking about no ring and how close and intimate it is. It just came back to me now. I don't even know if you're aware. That either first or second Negative Outlook show, I'm either running camera or maybe holding the light. You got thrown on a chair. The chair was on my toes, and bro, that fucking hurt. Like I,
Oh,
I was limping for a week.
my bad.
You were thrown
Yeah,
onto
it's
the chair.
they're no joke. I've taken like the edges of them and just like completely like laid me out for a good few days. It's things have edges. They're no joke.
And that makes me think, you know how packed and how close the people are at those no ring shows, especially that little bar in Morgantown. Nobody
Hmm.
gets hurt, everybody's fine, everybody leaves happy. Here I am in a big warehouse and a kid gets glass in his leg. Like what the fuck?
It's those fluke things, man.
Yep.
There's always the chance, and that's the thing. Like everyone who is either new or old to deathmatch has to realize that there's always a chance. Like there's no guarantee of safety in deathmatch. Like you can only be the safest that you can be. You know what I mean? Like what you're doing is literally the opposite of safety.
Yeah. That's a good
Like
point.
I mean for the workers anyway. But I mean even when you're walking in, and you're part of the crowd, like you got to know there's at least a portion of some percentage that there may be a flying object headed towards your face.
There you go. Yep.
Yeah. Whether it be a beer or a drink or a chair, or you have to be aware of your surroundings at least. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like responsible for themselves, and yes, obviously, you want to have a safe crowd and this and that, but like if you're going to a death match, like be ready.
Yeah. Be ready. Be ready. No
Yeah, that's
doubt.
a good way to put it. Just be ready. I'm not saying you should expect something to happen because that's the last thing that everyone wants to happen, but it's not 100%.
Yeah.
It can't be.
It's dangerous stuff, folks. Be ready.
They don't call them life matches.
That's a good point too.
My buddy Kevin from back home came up with that, and I say that as much as I possibly can because it's the truest thing ever.
That's a fucking quote if I ever heard one. I love it. Well, bro, Bubby, we're rolling into 2025. What's some goals for next year? How are we gonna kick it off? How are we gonna end it? What's the plan?
Well, I'm kicking it off in Portland against Dimitri, which is a damn good way to kick it off. That's
No
January.
doubt.
But I mean, I just want to keep chugging along, man. I'm 40 years old. I'm not gonna be able to do this forever, so I'm gonna get it in while I can. I'm gonna keep doing insane things. I don't know, maybe get a title on me at some point. I wouldn't be opposed to a title. Obviously, I need to win to get it, but uh, I want to. I don't know, just keep doing right by people. You know what I mean? I want to do this the right way, and I want to make sure that as I keep going, more and more, people get opportunities because of me, or because of whatever. And I don't know. I just hope it continues to grow in 2025. I'm going to keep chugging along, and I'm going to take every opportunity that comes my way, and I'm going to, get better and earn my keep more and more, and continue to do podcasts and not break my arm. And
There you go. You brought
that's
out
that's
Cynical Lou when you said keep doing right by people. And
well, just
Cynical Lou came out, and I'm like, bro, nice guys finish last. Like, I tried doing the right thing, and believe me, it'll get you taken advantage of, if anything. So, how do you find the line? Like, you're a smart man. I'm sure you can recognize the signs. So, what do you do to make sure that sort of thing doesn't happen?
so my only thing with like that is like I was never in this for the money to begin with. Like I
Oh, yeah,
genuinely
same.
doing this. So like I mean, I work for cheap anyway. Like I'm not out here to like, become a millionaire by doing this. So as long as you know what I mean, like as long as people are just decent to friends of mine, like I'm not worried about me. Like I can handle myself, you know what I mean? Like I'm not concerned with if people have some whatever beef that they come up with in their head about me or this and that. Like I said earlier, I try to do this as drama free as humanly possible. I just like to help people out and like to build bridges and like to start new scenes. And uh, I mean, if people have issues or I don't think anyone's actually ever taken advantage of me, which is kind of nice too. Knock on wood. But I'm also a good judge of character, I feel like, and it doesn't take a lot for me to cut someone off once I realize that you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Right on.
I I like to weed out the nonsense right off the get go. So I'm very much surrounded by nothing but good people.
You're
Uh,
like me, though. You love this shit, so I'm sure you put up with a lot of nonsense before you do cut somebody off. Or do you
not
have to? Maybe you don't have to, because I'm in shitty West Virginia, bro. I got to put up with nonsense if I want to go to shows. It's everywhere, you know?
yeah, that's true. I'm very lucky in the sense that I don't really deal with it. Like it's never been like a thing with me. Like I literally just roll with the punches. You know what I mean? Like it's no one's really been a jerk to me, and I'm very thankful for that. Uh,
Right.
because So here's my. I also fucking I hate confrontation. Like in real life, like I'm very much an anti-fighter. Like the only fights I've ever been in real life are like to defend like my brother, or, like family members or friends. Like I don't fight for myself. I can talk circles around people. I will do that all day, but I'm not. I swing on like pieces of shit. Like that's it. You know what I mean? Like if you're doing something to like hurt someone else in public, you're probably gonna get knocked out. But like,
Right.
I'm not trying to go out of my way to be confrontational whatsoever. Like, I'm too old for that stupid shit.
No, yeah, and I feel it, and I'm the same way. I'm the same way myself. What about these wrestling promoters that say, "Well, if it turns into a shoot in that ring and you can't handle yourself, well, you better not be in the business." Now, you're the first one to say you're not the first. You're not one for confrontation. You're not one to fight. What do you have to say to those wrestler promoters that say that?
uh, don't let it turn into a shoot. Like,
Right? Don't put me in there with some asshole, right?
well, not even that, but like, I mean, here's the thing. Like, I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? When I fight certain people, it looks like, they're clearly beating the shit out of me, but like, I mean, you can either take it or not. And if you can't take it, say something after the fact. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to go out of my way to start pounding on someone because, oh, they hit me too hard. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck ever. Like, you know what I mean? They're not, I know people aren't purposely out there trying to hurt people. And I don't know. I was never a fan of like receipts and stuff like that. Like, if you're going out of your way to hurt somebody, maybe after the show, you're probably going to get punched in the face, but like, it doesn't have to be a thing in the ring. You know what I mean? Like, it just makes it uncomfortable for everybody because the crowd knows it's happening. Everyone else knows it's happening. And it's like, well, shit, they're being for real right now. And then it becomes, a clip on the internet. And then, you look like a douchebag.
Yeah. Yep. And we've seen a few of those clips recently.
I don't know. It doesn't, I'm not that kind of guy. I'm not that kind of guy. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't. Luckily, I can take a punch also. So, like, if you really have an issue and you need to punch me in the face, have at it. If it makes you feel better, go right ahead, pal. Like, you're not gonna, you know what I mean? Like, it's not gonna stop me from, finishing the match or wrestling. Like, I'm just gonna go with it and continue on, and then you're gonna be the guy who punched me in the face.
Yeah, you go. Hell yeah. Maybe you're the guy I did need to talk to tonight.
Yeah, that's. I take note and I move on. You know what I mean? And then you work with who you want to work with, and if you have issues with someone, don't work with them. That's.
What if the promoter, because I've seen them do it, all these guys legit hate each other. Let's put them in a match and see what happens.
I'm
What do you do
so.
then?
I mean, listen, the Chondo beef was 100% real until we had that match.
Okay.
He was legitimately talking shit on me on Facebook for a solid year and a half, like dragging my name through every piece of mud he possibly could. And then the promoter at X Brand said, "Hey, would you ever work with him?" And I said, "Yep, that's good wrestling."
Right.
And it turned into a year-long feud that people are interested in. And now we're on to match number 3. And, this happened, but did this not add to the storyline of the feud?
Right. Okay. Hey, God bless you for looking at it that way. Take me back to that first match. For folks that don't know, like he said, this was legit back and forth, him just running you down.
He
And then we
literally,
have a match. Take me back to that day.
he had an issue with me I mean, he messaged me once and I remember, and he mentioned it also. I said, "You're working yourself into a shoot, brother." And he took offense to that. And that was the only thing I ever said to him. I actually blocked him after that because I don't argue on the internet whatsoever. I'm not in a million years am I going to spend any time arguing on the internet with anybody about anything.
Hell yeah.
Will not do it. And he was doing it on Facebook, no less. I don't have Facebook. I haven't had Facebook for like 15 fucking years. I only have, I even, you know what I mean? Like, whatever. And so I literally couldn't even answer him. And so people would just send me shit. I'm be like, I don't care. Like, I genuinely don't care. It doesn't matter to me whatsoever what he has to say. And out of the blue, Justin Valencia from X-Men, he said, "Hey, brother, I was thinking about you versus Chondo. Would you ever be up for that?" And I thought about it for a half a second. I said, "You know what? As long as he can be a pro in the ring, let's go." Mm-hmm. It was, yeah. I mean, the rest is history. Like, here we are on a solid year later, and I think we had some insane matches. The first one was bonkers. He put me through a car windshield within the first 5 minutes of the match. This last one, you know what I mean? Like, it was no rope barbed wire. I took an electric pumpkin carver to his foot. Like, it was literally like a mini auto knife.
Wow.
I mean, I beat him with my boot. It was great. I had a blast.
Oh
You know,
yeah.
this was unfortunate, but what the fuck ever. You know what I mean? It's I finished the match. It is what it is. Shit happens sometimes, unfortunately. That's in any sport across the board.
Love
Um,
it.
and we're on to match 3, which will be sometime in 2025, probably March or so. Don't quote me on that because I am awful with timelines, but I'll be good to go by January. So I'm already able to make a fucking fist. So
Fuck yeah.
we're raring to go. I'm just itching to get back in there.
I'm sure.
But yeah, it's what I mean, and that's the thing. As long as you can present yourself as you know being able to handle it, like you can probably work with anybody. Like I'd like to think I can probably work with anybody. You know what I mean? Whether whatever, like if you have an issue with me or not, I'm not hard to work with at all, at all. So as long as you're not like physically trying to like break my leg or this and that, like I have whatever. Let's go.
You're a sweetheart. Well, by God, it's
Don't
been an episode, my man. I appreciate the hell. Like I said, I think you're the guy I needed for this episode. So,
think it
y- y-
was a pleasure to be back.
no doubt. Well, before I let you go, if there's any merch you want to slang, any socials, anything you want to put up out there, any other upcoming matches, whatever you want, the platform's all yours. Do
Thanks.
as you will, sir.
Well, if you don't know, the only way to find anything I do is on Instagram, no_guts_no_gory. That's my Instagram. You can also find my links on there for my merch to Deathmatch Worldwide. There's also the Total Fucking Chaos Deathmatch Worldwide store on there. And we have a special edition exclusive Canadian Deathmatch Crazy 8 Tournament hardcore shirt, which some of the proceeds go to this stupid shit. Some of the proceeds go to them to make the show even better because I'm all about putting back into the scene. And I insisted. They wanted to give me 100%. And I was like, I'm not taking 100% of that at all. But besides that, we got January coming up, Pacific North Death in the West, where I fight Dimitri. And we'll see what 2025 brings me. I got Neil Diamond Cutter in April, down in West Virginia, actually.
Oh, okay. Morgantown, we're at in West Virginia.
Um,
What's the promotion?
Rated R Wrestling. It's brand new.
Oh,
It's a water tsunami. No, it's like a water word. I can't remember, but it's like a weird.
now
Some,
because
huh?
I'm just thinking out loud, and fuck it, it's my podcast. I'll say it. Let's hope that it's not the guy that contacted some other deathmatch guys and then told him there was no show here in West Virginia. I'm not going. Maybe Rated R Wrestling's running, but I know there was another guy trying to start something up, and then he kind
I
of
don't.
backed out.
Yes, I don't think it's the same
Okay,
people.
it's not the same guy. You never heard that from Lou. It's on. It's going as planned.
But yeah, I'm fighting Neil Diamond Cutter for their inaugural belt in a House of Horrors match.
Ooh, right in my neck of the woods. I'll have to go check that out. Sweet.
Yeah, so that's in April. March is the Canadian Deathmatch Crazy 8 tournament, which that'll be my Canadian debut. I'm very excited for that. Happy to be a part of that. That's a brand new scene up there that's starting, so that'll be cool.
Nice.
And then wherever the wind takes me, us punks are popping up all over the place. We got members literally across the northern continent, so it's only a matter of time before we go global.
Total fucking chaos out here.
Yes. My
Hell
dude,
yeah.
thank you very much for having me.
I appreciate you coming on. If you don't mind, I'll ask you to hang on the line hardcore. To the listeners, this is why we do it. People with shitty situations still being positive, still living their dreams. Not a shitty situation, but a broken arm, yeah, it looks like you're living well. You're making the best of it. So fuck yeah, my man. I love it.
Come on.
Hell yeah. I'll ask y'all to stay tuned. We got plenty of stuff coming down the pike. We got the Ronies coming at you. The IWIGP rolls on. All kinds of great stuff here on the channel. It's been another banger. I appreciate you hardcore.